Weekend, whatever is weekend, whenever it's Friday, I'm so excited. Of course, you can see that in my eyes. Ready to fly home. Thank you. My name is Sijama, and we're going to start with a press review this morning, so you do stand by. All right, welcome back. I have been joined by Great Chukwezugo Azikiwo. Great is a public affairs analyst. He's going to join me to look at what the papers are saying today. Welcome, Great.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, as usual, we're going to start from our website this morning to look at the stories making the round. The first one is Soludo suspends collection of taxes from heavy-duty loading offloading in Anambra State. Good news. Governor and Anambra governor's wife, Mrs. Soludo, urges women to come out for free cervical cancer screening and treatment. Reconstruction work advances on Club Street, Ngozeka, Regina Shelley, Old INEC Y Junction Road on Oka. And then 5 people escaped death as fire raises 4-room apartment in Oka. Oh my God. U.S. Consul General Stevens visits Soludo reassure tandem partnership. These and many more are the stories making the round from our website this morning, www.absradiotvorca.com. Okay, suspension of taxes. Yesterday we saw that of weekly payments by the KK operators and by shuttle bus operators. And today it is suspension of heavy-duty loading offloading in Anambra State. How do you see this?
Let me first of all commend the governor, Mr. Governor, for taking that part, because when the taxes was imposed on them, there was a public outcry by the people, and you see that people are really suffering now. And the governor doing this shows his action goes to show that he is for the people. He is people-oriented. He listens to the people that he leads. So I must commend him for doing that, because if you go about the price of fuel commodities in the market and adding it up to this tax, you will really see that I can't see how they would have coped. So I must thank Mr. Governor for doing that and commend him, and tell him to monitor those people that are collecting it, so that to know whether they have really stopped it, because not just saying it on television, suspending it without the thing being implemented. So Mr. Governor should follow it up and make sure that the thing is implemented.
Okay, that's every need for you to monitor the implementation of policies. That's what Great is saying this morning. And then a number of people should also be vigilant, listen to the news and know exactly what you are asked to do. Now that you have asked not to pay again, you should be able to stand your ground based on the information available to you. Okay, Governor's wife, Mrs. Soludo, urges women to come out for free cervical cancer screening and treatment. Free is the underlying word there. As a woman, we don't need to overstretch this, because we know what cancer is doing to women these days. So you have every privilege to come out and examine yourself freely, and if there's anything cooking, you also get treated on time, because that's one thing with that stubborn sickness. Okay, reconstruction work advances on Club Street, Ngozika, Regina Shelley, Old INEC Y Junction rails. In Oka, there appears to be a whole lot of them. This one is just intra-city, a whole lot of construction going on now.
You will agree with me that if you go around Anambra now, that Mr. Governor has really turned Anambra into a construction site. And this is the best time for a governor that will work for the people to do things that the people will see, because not when the rainy season is here with us, you will be saying that you are doing road. This is the right time, and I must commend Mr. Governor for turning our state into a construction site. Come to Anambra in the next 5-6 months, you will be glad at what you will see.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Anambra is now a construction site. courtesy of the governor. Thank you. Okay, 5 people escaped deaths as fire raises 4-room apartments in Oka. Well, we'll thank Agility and his people for this. U.S. Consul General Stevens Pesit Soludo reassures expanding partnership. This is what we need at this point in time, partnership with other agencies and countries to ensure that we achieve our dream. Or what do you say?
Partnership that works is the one that I'm aiming for. You know, seeking partnership and extending hands of fellowship has to do with somebody that has, you know, the U.S. Consul General to Nigeria coming to Anambra to seek partnership with Anambra State government goes to show you that Soludo is a governor that is known globally. So coming to Anambra to partner with our governor, it tells a lot of story. So I must commend our governor and advising Anambra to key in so that the partnership will actually bring developmental strides to our dear state.
Very, very important.
Yes.
Okay, let's venture into the papers this morning. Our first paper, the first paper in our lineup is the Daily Sun. And there beside the name template of the Daily Sun, Kwankwaso, I will never step down, or supposed to be. I think we have seen this paper before. Let's see this once. Okay, the Guardian newspaper. Again, petrol prices adjusted to 185 naira per litre to appease marketers. That's the Guardian newspaper banner headline story this morning. Again, petrol price adjusted to 185 liters to appease marketers. And then heater too used to be 165. And then while it was 165, we were buying almost 400 naira. Now that it's been adjusted officially to 185. Who knows what will happen to us? Okay, let's look at the riders. There's secret approvals of pump price, a departure from PIA objectives. And then marketers seek full deal regulation. Okay, that's all we have coming from the Guardian newspaper. Okay, Jaws Paradise lost staging comeback in wings of golfing is another story here. But up here, Dynamite injures APC supporters in Rivers rally. We heard that one. PDP protest seeks the disbandment of Ebubago in Imo. NJC, various state governments over non-payment of charges, retirement benefits and gratuities. I won't descend to level of people with character deficiencies, said Atiku. When are you stopping? Because your guys have been fighting dirty with the APC officials. Okay, Daily Trust is our next paper. Bank ATM still dispensing old Nairas. It's the banner headline there. Let's look at the riders. Apex Bank insists on January 31st deadline. Emefiele braced Buhari on progress. Sultan urges extension of this deadline, while headers reject new notes for fear of counterfeits. Who are the headers? Okay. I see. Then Kanu Sharia judges registers remanded over 500 million naira fraud. Everybody seems to be a criminal here. Okay, police released 13.6 billion naira to 6,184 killed, injured officers and families. Okay, that's it from here. Down here, I will restructure Nigeria, industrialize Southwest. This one is coming from Atiku Abubakar. These are the stories from the front page of the Daily Trust. That's morning. Front Tribune, Nigerian Tribune, but the rally for Atiku may be way forward for 5G, whatever they mean by that. But that's the only story we are taking from here. Okay, let's get back to where we started. That's the Guardian newspaper, and look at this increment in the pump price of what do you call it? Fuel. That's what we call it.
Increment on the price of fuel in Nigeria has become recurrent. You agree with me that at this point in time, at this age of Nigeria, we are still talking about fuel price and every other thing. You know, Nigeria is a country blessed with enormous resources, fuel, crude oil, everything, but the people are passing through hard time due to bad leadership. I can't just, I'm trying to, juxtapose why in a country that is blessed by God and we are still suffering. This morning coming here, I bought fuel for 315 naira. So I don't know with this, 315. So with this new price of 185 for marketers, I can imagine what the price will now be. So it's really telling, it's really becoming so hard for we that are coming up, for the poor masses. The price of, from going from Oka to Onitsha is now 1,500 naira. And all these things are, is the common man in the street that is bearing all this, not even the bourgeois, the political class. Is this thing that is telling seriously on the common people, and the government should look into it seriously. That's why we need to go and collect our PVCs, vote come February 25th, and change the leadership of Nigeria. Let us elect leaders with ideologies, leaders with vision and mission, not leaders that believes is their turn, is they have done this, they have done that for people, so that it's now their turn that no, it's high time we go for leadership that will work for this nation.
Actually, I was going to come to that because we are approaching another election now.
Yeah.
And if it was a mistake that you made in 2015 and 2019, that this is an opportunity for you to correct the mistake. Otherwise, I don't know why the people, the managers of this nation shouldn't at least feel the pulse of the people that are leading. Look at the kind of, well, how do I even call it? Is it inflation or the kind of economic hardship that people are facing in this country? Okay? Nothing. That's nothing you can beat your chest and say that, okay, but this one is okay now. Nothing. And they don't complain that you are increasing, secretly increasing the petrol pump price. I don't really understand what's going on here. One of the reasons that the manager said that is based on demands. That's based on that's demand increased.
Wow.
So that's why they increased. Can you imagine? Okay, giving very flimsy excuses just to ensure that. I don't understand. Okay, let's look at what's going on with our new Naira. You go to the bank. The other day, was it yesterday? The CBN governor was saying, if you go to bank and they give you the old one, reject it. So if I slot in my card at the ATM and the ATM brings out old Naira, I should reject it. I should give it back to the ATM.
It's not possible. See, do you know that at this, even today is 20th, right? When you go to the bank, they are still giving you the old Naira. And the Apex Bank is telling us that by 31st that they should be done with the old Naira notes. So I don't see that 31st January working, because people are even very scared of taking that new Naira note because it looks like a counterfeit.
Yeah, that's what
so people are still having issues accepting it as a Lego tender in Nigeria because they don't see it as real money, because the old one looks more superior to that new one. So Nigeria is a country whereby when trying to improve, they go beyond their quality. So the old Naira note was very good enough. Was even if it becomes old, you can still use it. But this one, if I learned that when you put it in your bag and water touches you, the ink will stain your clothes.
Oh,
so
really?
that's very bad. That's what I heard. Most especially that 1,000 Naira note. So that new that 31st January date of calling it over for the old Naira note, I don't see it working because
it's not feasible.
Because I still have the old Naira note in my vehicle now, so which is very bad. If you go to the bank to deposit it, when you go to the ATM, you will still collect it back.
Okay, what is this misunderstanding between the central bank and the commercial banks? Because they've given them instruction over time, stop dispensing old Naira notes. We have given you enough to dispense, enough of the new ones. Why are the commercial banks not complying to the instructions of the central bank?
When you sample people's opinion, they say that the commercial bank people are giving out the new Naira notes to these politicians for them to hoard for the elections. So making the new Naira notes very scarce in the bank. So they are still dispense the old ones that they have.
Are you saying they're still going to be vote buying in this election with all this awareness that have been created? Otherwise, what are they doing with all this money that's stacking in their houses?
I don't know how to tell you this, but it will take time for you to stop vote buying, even in the civilized world.
Maybe you're not the right person to ask because you appear to be a politician, so I shouldn't ask you this question. Okay, with all this rejection, we're still looking at the problem of the new Naira note. With all this rejection, do you see this new Naira note working? Because the headers say they don't want it, and some people said, we have seen skits here, and I don't know whether it's skits or whether it's real, where some market women say that, traders are rejecting this money.
It's not really based on what you see on skits. It's reality. I've been there when an old woman rejected the new currency, saying that it's counterfeit and that she's not going to take it. So you see that it will take to really accept it, because what the CBN would have done before bringing it into use is they would have sampled people's opinion. Do one or two things and know how people will receive it, because you are making the money for the people and not for yourself.
But if you say the money does not have quality, I even talk about the quality. So what does it take to produce a quality money? That's no money?
It takes money to produce quality money.
So so CBN doesn't have money to produce quality money?
I wouldn't say, but that money, the one I've really sampled it too. I've really used Serviette to touch the money closely and the paint reflected on that Serviette paper. So which is very bad.
Okay.
Very bad. And it will encourage counterfeit, because you will not be able to differentiate the real money and the fake one.
I'd be surprised that even the counterfeit will be more superior than this one.
Yes.
Okay, I will restructure Nigeria. Let's talk politics. I will restructure Nigeria, industrialized Southwest, and this one is coming from Atiku. I understand the line that Atiku is towing. He gets to any region that he goes, he knows what they want, and he will capitalize his campaign based on that. I think Tinubu is also doing that. They went to Enugu and told them they're going to do this. They came to Anambra and told them they're going to give them a living playground for them to, do their trading, this kind of a thing. So what exactly is going on?
This has become a trend with Nigerian politicians.
I'll water you, I'll fire you.
Yes, you don't expect to go to Rome. You must behave like Romans when you come to Rome. So when they come to Anambra, they will, we have peculiarities in our problems and our challenges. They'll look at what you are facing and promise you heaven. That they're going to do it this way, they're going to do it that way. But when you end up electing them, they will pull the ladder that they used to get there and forget everything about you. And forget even about the promises until the next election time, that they will come again with money, with promises. But we are tired of those promises.
If you are tired of those promises, we have now talked about where is a new Naira. And then there's this speculation that the new Nairas may be with the politicians that are stacking to buy votes. So when they buy you, and they buy you and your votes, and then they're not doing what they promised they would do for you, you don't have any moral justification to condemn them, because it is it's a give and take something. I've given you your 4 years in currency, and you have taken it. So you allow me
4 years that they will give us, and the money will finish that day. Highest they will pay you is 5,000-10,000 naira, and if you go to the market, it's all over, and you will suffer for the next 4 years. I think our people are now aware of their shenanigans and their gimmicks towards getting our votes, and we are ready for them come this 2023 elections.
Okay, let's believe you're ready for them. Of course, we saw what happened during the governorship election. The woman that rejected 5,000 in place of...
Just to show you how ready we are now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, if a woman at that age can reject that kind of money to vote her conscience and vote the right leadership, I think come to 2023 election with this enlightenment campaign and everything that has gone on the ground, I think our youths, the voters can be able to say no and do the right thing.
Okay. That's the story I am looking for. The story we saw about what happened in Rivers State. Okay, dynamite injures APC supporters in Rivers State. I also read from the Twitter this morning there's also some kind of a problem that we experienced in Edo too. So what's going on? Why are we doing this? Because all the while we have been having very peaceful rallies and campaigns. Why dynamite? It's an explosive. So if you...
What they're trying to achieve with that. But if you tell me, I think there was a peace pact that was signed by the candidates of the political parties not to all these all these lines.
Okay, you may be surprised that, you don't, these politicians, sometimes it's difficult to pin them down. This might be a framework.
And they cannot keep
maybe
to their
because
words.
of what has been going on, what Wike has been saying, or the kind of friction that has going on.
Yeah.
This could be a framework because perhaps he has, having this loss of romance with a whole lot of them.
A whole lot of them.
They could just release this one to show that.
And not be in a relationship with his party's presidential candidate.
By the way, what do you think Wike is waiting for to declare who the presidential candidate that he's supporting?
Wike and the G5 governors, I don't know, but Wike is a strong-headed man. I know at the end he might support his political party because the party they say is supreme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, party is supreme. And once you are still a card-carrying member of that political party, you must have to support the political party.
Okay.
Then after everything, you now go to a round table and discuss the way, and talk it out.
All right. No problems. Let's move on from the Daily Independent. CBN tightens news on money launderers and terrorism financiers. Let's look at the rider there. Unveils guidelines on beneficial owners of legal pensions, legal arrangements. Okay. Still facing the problem of, okay, let's look at this story first. Explosion rocks APC campaign rally in Rivers State, scores wounded. Okay, with the rider, article asks security agencies to ensure those behind it are brought to justice. Okay, other stories coming from Delhi Independent. IGP disburses 13 billion naira to families of deceased disabled officers. And then Yaga Africa to deploy 3,836 observers for presidential election, and then criticizes INEC for invalidating over 2 million records of PVC applicants. Lagos orders fuel stations on highways to close by 4 p.m. Naira redesign, Buhari Emefiele meet at presidential villa. No development without peace, says Buhari. Okay, we generated 14.59 billion naira from mining license issuance. And this one is coming from Cadastre DG. All right. Okay, let's look at the banner headline. Okay, because we have talked about the new naira. This one is saying CBN tightens news on money launderers and terrorism financiers. And now we have there's this speculation that they're not seeing is because some of these politicians may be stacking them, allegedly. Okay, in quotes. Maybe. Okay, yeah. So if that is the case, what exactly is the CBN governor saying by saying that what he did was to ensure that money launderers and terrorism financiers will not continue?
With the new policy of the central bank that a corporate firm is to the withdrawal limit of a corporate firm is 500,000 naira, and you don't withdraw more than 100,000 naira in a week. I think that's the new policy. All these things will have a way to forestalling all these criminal acts and money launderers, because you will not see the money for you to launder. And when all these terrorists and kidnappers, when they now charge you for ransom, you cannot be able to pull that amount of money to them. So it will now affect them too, because when they tell you to get 5 million naira and your limit for the week or for the day is just 100,000 naira, you cannot be able to meet up, and they will keep you for months so will make them to have a change of mind. It will change their mind.
Change of business.
And a change of business too. Maybe they will now go into the legal one and come out of the illegal business. But on the second note, the strong-headed ones can still keep you in their custody.
Or even kill you.
Till you meet up to their demands. So we have pros and cons to all these policies. But I think it will go a long way in installing all these money launderers, because they will not see the money to launder again.
I think Emefiele, that's the CBN governor, has a good intention for what he did. And with all these people that are fighting him, could it be that corruption is fighting back? We don't want you to change this system that we are used to.
It was Professor Ngozi
It's the system that has enabled them to, continue with their corruptive tendencies.
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said that fighting corruption is a serious business.
In Nigeria, especially.
Yes. So for you to fight corruption, you must have to arm yourself with everything needed. You must have to be ready. You must have to face And you must not have skeleton in your cupboard, because when you have such people that you are fighting, the people that benefit from that corrupt system will go to your cupboard and let loose that thing you have there, so that the public will also laugh at you. So I think that fighting corruption in Nigeria is a very big business, and President Buhari is out for it. Just that the system, just that people that are around him, the cabals, are not ready to let off go their venture, because
perhaps they benefit from the system.
It is their business venture, and they have continued to have prayer on our common patrimony. And this they have done for quite a long time. So telling them to let go now, it will be very difficult for them.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk a little politics again. Atiku gives condition for PDP chieftains to get appointments and contracts. And the condition is that you must win your polling units. Okay, so the election is not yet here. The winnings are not already there, and they're already giving conditions for contracts and whatever.
It goes to show you why they are coming to power. It's for the thing they will gain, not for the public interest, but for their own personal interest. And for you to know a good grounded politician, a grassroots one, you must have to go to your booth, go to your locality, canvass for votes, and win your polling booth. That's what makes you a strong politician. In Abuja, saying that you deliver Atiku, you deliver Tinubu, you deliver P2B, while you are in the comfort of your home there in Abuja, you must have to go to your grassroots. You must have to come down to the people, meet with the electorates, meet the people that knows you, what you're capable of doing, and get the popular votes from them. And I must say that Atiku and his co-travelers, they will be amazed at the outcome of these 2023 elections, because people are really out to vote and defend their vote, and they cannot be cajoled or pushed into voting for a particular candidate as was the culture before. This time around, you have to assess them by yourselves. We have 3 or 4 major candidates. We have Kwankwaso, we have Tinubu, we have Atiku, and we have Obi. And coming to Nigeria, Nigeria is a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-religious nation. So you must have to consider these factors and know if your political party factored them in their destined agenda for the nation. Just like PDP, we cannot. I'm not here to campaign, but to say the fact, we cannot just have a Fulani president for going for 8 years. Another Fulani person will be coming to replace him, whereby we have multi-ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. Then coming to that of APC, you cannot come and tell me we have 2 major religions in Nigeria. We have Muslim and we have Christianity. And you are telling me that your vice president and your president is coming from just one section. That doesn't tell good of your political party, because you don't have the interest of Christians at heart. How, being on the table, how would their distinct interests be protected and covered? So coming to that of Kwankwaso and P2B, we must have to assess these things, these indices, for us to make that decision come to February 25th.
Yeah, still talking politics. I was actually going to ask you when we talked about Wike, this issue, because of what you said, that a whole lot of things we put into consideration as people vote this time around, because the narrative changed.
Yeah.
So this idea of we are going to declare who we are supporting, do you think even people that are supporting Wike and the 5Gs don't even have the people they want to vote in their mind? Would they actually vote who they ask them, the 5Gs ask them to vote for?
The 5G governors, they're very powerful, but I think gone are the days we listen to our leaders because they are not guiding us right. So gone are the days we just rely wholly on them for them to give us political guidance. I think we are politically aware now, just like they are, and they know that they are sitting on a keg of gunpowder, because things are not the way it used to be. I am allowed that no, things should go the right way in this country. So G5 governors or no G5 governors, the people will vote where their heart lies.
People will vote where their heart lies. Okay, finally, before we go, the YAGA Africa to deploy 3,836 observers for presidential election. Are we safe? Are the observers going to be more than the voters this time around?
3,000 voters. This thing will be done across the nation, right? Nigeria,
because it's for presidential.
yeah, Nigeria, we are 200 something million people, and 3,000 observers is not even enough.
But where I'm going with this, I want to ask you, all these observers, do they really have any role to play in Nigerian election? Because most times, we don't care what they observe. Whoever they want to select, they select and manipulate the person into power. So what have they been able to do with their observations?
Frank Itodo, the head of Yaga Africa, he has been an upright person. I know him. I've met him in Abuja sometime 2017 when we went for a political summit there at Shehu Yaradua Center. He's an upright guy, and he even in state election that of last year in Anambra State, he sent the here guy there. We are here to monitor, and I believe that their observation goes to show like it helps INEC, it helps the electoral body to know where there are mistakes and correct it in future elections. And it also aids the politicians in tribunal. If you can go to tribunal to say that you are not okay with the outcome of this election, you must have to get what the observers noted, so that you present it before the tribunal, before any court of competent jurisdiction. So I think observers, Nigeria is not yet right for that kind of politics, but we must have to start doing it now, so that with time we get used to that.
Okay, police releases 13.6 billion naira to 6,184 killed. Oh my God. And injured officers' families. Is the money enough? What else do they need to do to ensure that we don't lose our security officers?
The problem now is not the money being enough or not enough. It's the money getting to the right hands.
No, it's released to their families.
It's released to the families. Okay, then they should also have
who wants to die so that money will come? That's what I'm saying. So what do we need to do to prevent them dying so that you don't have to be releasing all this money? Because money cannot replace your dead husband, a dead father, a dead son, and just like that. Okay?
A life lost is a life lost. No matter even if you pay 1 billion naira to the family, the person is gone. And the family can enjoy the money, but they have lost the companionship of that person. They have lost the fatherhood. They have lost everything that they do with the person. So money cannot actually, buy life or, or make you to forget your loved one that was lost in that kind of manner. So I think that the government needs to secure each security officer, because they also need security, and by securing them, you need to make good policy. You need to create employment opportunities so that crime will reduce in the society. You need to do things that are required of any government, sane government to do. Our system is not working. That's why when government does what it should do, people are clapping and hailing them. But that's the right and that's the actual thing he or she was elected into that office to do. So when he or she does that, you clap, you hear praise singers, sycophants praising them for doing the right thing. Just like when the government pays civil servants their salary, they'll go to radio station and use it to do jingle. Whereas
wait for them in the market.
Yes, whereas see, just like a parent's paying for the children's school fees, it's the parents' duty and responsibility to pay for this. Yeah, so
I was actually looking at equipping the police force very well. Okay, giving them a very strong ammunition to ensure that they defend themselves first, because if you are confronting somebody that's
you must have to be armed to defend yourself.
You understand? So that the person doesn't have to die, and then we'll be, well, this money, let's channel it into a kind of buying very good equipment for them so that they don't have to die for you to, pay their families. You understand what I mean? Okay, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me this morning on the newspaper review. Great Chukwu Ezugo Azikibo. I got that name. Yeah. He's a public affairs analyst, and I think he has done justice to this newspaper. And I thank you very much for coming. Okay?
Thank you for having me once again.
All right. Okay, my name is Tijama. We are still here, so don't go away.